When you honor yourself and where you are, that will give you leaps and bounds forward in your business that productivity never could. All right, guys, welcome back. Today, I am sharing with you the one perspective shift that you need to change right now when it comes to your spiritual or soul aligned business. So, this is something that has taken me a long time to come to and a long time to actually honor. I would say, like, conceptually, I understood this process was important and necessary, but I didn't always act in alignment to it, especially when work uh, came into the picture. I would consider myself like a very diligent person, definitely perfectionist tendencies. I'm a recovering perfectionist, I like to say. But I still have those tendencies, and I still have very diligent workaholic tendencies where I like to be focused and doing things all the time. And so this was a perspective shift that was very difficult for me to actually adopt until I was brave enough to start doing it and to see the actual impact that it made on my life and my work. So when you dive into this yourself, you will see that when you actually start doing it, and you start doing it without guilt or shame, because if you do this perspective shift and you share this perspective shift and you carry the frequencies of guilt and shame around what you're doing, it actually colors the practice. So it has to be done very intentionally, and it has to be done in a way that you're actually allowing yourself to release any guilt and shame you feel around it. So I'm going to quickly close this door because it's letting cold air in here, and we're in freezing South African winter. It's beautiful and bright and sunny outside, but yet it is still very cold. So as you can see, I'm all bundled up here to do this beautiful video for you. And so when we're talking about this perspective shift, so what am I actually talking about here in terms of this new earth business, this soul aligned purpose work? So we used to believe, and we were made to believe, we have our home life and we have our work life, right? And this was done from the time we were children, really. We would get up and we would go to school, and then we would come home. We would get up and we would go to school, and then we would come home, right? So it created this very fractured idea of what work and home were supposed to look like, right? You spend all your day doing this one thing, and then you've got a few hours here to connect with your family, to have time to yourself, to relax, unwind, shower, bathe, whatever it is you need to do, and then it's back over here. So when we're indoctrinated with this type of a belief system, when you're in the process of creating your own new earth business, it can be really challenging to find what people like to call work-life balance. And the perspective shift that we're making in this video is there is no such thing as work-life balance, okay? It is one and the same. Your work is a part of your life. It's not separate from your life. It is an extension of you. And I think this becomes more and more clear when you love what you do. This becomes more and more clear when you are in alignment with your soul in terms of your passion, your purpose in the world, and what you're creating. So I'll give you an example of this, okay? In my own business, I was a hairstylist, and I worked 40 to 60 hours a week, depending on what season we were in. If we were in a busy season, I would work more. If we were in a not busy season, I would work less. But I was burning myself out. I was expected to come to work if I were sick. I literally, you guys, I'm not kidding. This finger right here, you see this scar? I took a chunk out of my finger with a mandolin slicer one morning when I was getting ready for work and I was making a salad. I took a giant chunk out of my finger, and I was still expected to show up for work. I went to work for 3 or 4 hours with my finger nonstop bleeding, and then I had to go to the emergency room so that they could put like a thing in it to get it to stop bleeding. And I was expected to go to work like that. Okay, so if you're coming from the same work conditions as I am, it does not value the whole human, okay? The work style that I came from valued making money and productivity. The more people you get in, the more money you make, the more productive you are, the more the business thrives, the more you thrive, that whole kind of a thing, okay? The more money the business can make off of you. Now, this was a big struggle for me, shifting my belief systems into New Earth, because the one perspective shift that changed everything for me is my spiritual life and my spiritual work comes before my business, because my business is a fraction of me. And my spiritual work is all of me. My spiritual work bleeds into how I mother. My spiritual work bleeds into how I love my twin flame, my partner. My spiritual work bleeds into my work, my personal work that I'm doing. If I'm not doing my spiritual work, I cannot fully show up and support others. So this was the main perspective shift that I had to adopt in order to be successful in my New Earth career purpose, my New Earth business. And the reason why it was so profound and so difficult is because on days where I didn't have childcare or I was sick, I was still expecting myself to produce. On days where I was exhausted, maybe I had a day where I did so much and then I was exhausted the next day, I still expected myself to show up. And it's taken me years, you guys. I've been doing YouTube for almost 4 years. And it's taken me years to slowly bleed out those programs and slowly bleed out that karma that was created by thinking being valuable is doing more. When in reality, what I offer you is the value of my presence, the value of my experience, the value of me being able to sit so deeply and so profoundly with myself that I can sit with you in that space. I can hold you in that space because I have learned how to hold myself in that space. And it's only because I was able to walk through the fire of my own evolution that I can even have compassion for you walking through the fire of your own evolution, and to not try and say, oh, you should go in this direction or you should go in this direction, but say, what direction is your soul calling you? Because that's the right direction. I don't know what the right direction is for you. Nobody knows what's the right direction for you. You only know that. But I can sit with you in that subliminal space, in that void, while you figure it out. And so I didn't plan for this to be like this kind of a talk, but what I'm here to say is if you need that support in starting your own purpose, if you feel lost, you don't have a direction, and you need that support and you're ready to gift yourself that support, you can check the link down below. You can fill out my form. I'm still creating this beautiful sacred container of individuals who are ready to step into their new earth leadership positions. So if that sounds like something you want to be a part of, please apply down below. I'm taking applications. We are getting a good amount of applications in, so that's really exciting. But to me, at this point in my journey, it's more about alignment than numbers. So this will be a very small, powerful, intimate group that's aligned, that knows what they want, or maybe just needs the tools to get there, needs help crushing those limiting beliefs, because I've done all of that. But what I want to share with you today in this video is that when you honor yourself and where you are, that will give you leaps and bounds forward in your business that productivity never could. And I'll give you a real world example of this. So I have days where I am just dead tired. I am dead tired. And I'm like, how am I supposed to get all of this work done today? And I feel so overwhelmed. I feel overwhelmed by being a mom, needing to clean the house, needing to do the work, needing to take the calls, needing to answer the emails. And I don't have enough time and space for myself. And on those days, the absolute biggest thing that I've been able to do for myself has made the biggest impact is just to honor where I'm at, to say, okay, let me put work aside. I'm going to do whatever it takes for me to feel fulfilled today. I'm going to pretend like I don't have any work to do. I don't have anywhere to go. and I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to read, I'm going to bathe, I'm going to take a nap. And oftentimes, the exhaustion that I feel, I think it's going to take 1 or 2 days for me to feel like myself again. But what I've come to realize is just the act of honoring myself and putting myself first, that 1 to 2 hours while Claire's napping and I'm taking it for myself, it gives me a rush of energy back where I'm like, oh my gosh, I can actually do both today. This is the power, you guys. This is the power. We think in our minds, I have to either take care of myself or I have to be productive. New Earth says that's not how it is. You're still in polarity. You're still saying this or that, this or that, this or that. You're still in the mind. Spirit is saying, worry about nothing. Set your intention of what you want to get done that day and honor yourself. And every single time, it's like magic, you guys. Every single time I have done this, I have had both things come to fruition. I've had the time for myself, and I felt so rejuvenated afterwards that I was actually able to get whatever it was that I needed to get done that day. The same thing has happened for me on days where Claire has been sick or we haven't had childcare. It's literally been put her first and don't worry about anything else. I've neglected my work more in New Earth and been more successful in New Earth than I could have imagined to be in the old paradigm, the old matrix way of operating. If I would have done this at my old job, I would have been flat out broke. But I am succeeding more now than ever by implementing these principles, which is why I'm sharing them with you, because they are truly that valuable. That in this New Earth paradigm, when you are shifting into aligning your business with your soul passions, your spiritual work comes first. The beauty of your child comes first. Your body and your health, your mental well-being, all of these things come first, and your work flourishes because of it. So this is so stunning. And I hope this video is truly inspiring you. I'm feeling inspired just by making it. If you're looking to step into your New Earth leadership role, check the link down below, and we will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for being here today. Big love, Serena.